tamge dukji shakji riksu chung yenjin madub duje pungjamba sarji lumbo tabur jibigu shakji jar shamla chansar lo dado simjin tamjiji ju jinji labar zedo sol. Greetings, Your Venerables, Your Excellencies, Dhamma brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and also I feel blessing that today Mind and Life, which is original one of the sacred aspiration of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. This establishment or institution requested me to talk on this very enormous subject, interdependence and sustainability, and how to bring the teachings of interdependence and meditation practice to create a better world. It's enormous. With honor, I do my best to present this subject in a short time, 45 minutes, and to be meaningful as possible. So, now first of all, interdependence. As Buddha taught in the second wheel of Dharma, everything is interdependent. There's nothing independent. One by one, everything is non-existence. But when it comes in cause and conditions, when this assembles, then it becomes something. Whether it is inanimate or sentient being or sentient beings' feelings, always interdependent. Now, sustainability becomes an issue because of the involvement of sentient beings. For example, with the human population, it reached first billion after so many billions of years. And let's say, not from the beginning of the existence of the earth, but from the beginning of the existence of the humankind, then it took 2 million years to reach first billion. That is as recent as year 1800. Right now, year 2021. So, how much time it took to reach 1 billion? But from year 1800 then in 100 years, which is 1901, it reached 1.65 billion. It's a lot comparing to the past. But then look from there onward how fast the human population growth is. Let's say in year 2001, human population in that 100 year reached 6.36 billion. In 200 years, it reached from 1 billion to 6.3 billion. Now, from year 2001 until 2021, which is just 21 years, human beings reached 7.9 billion, almost 8 billion. Now, if we look at this, then we see our concerns and our ground reality of the question of sustainability. There's sustainability two-way. All the humans has to be sustained by the sources that earth provides. Besides humans, all form of life, such as animals, as well as cellular life, has to be sustained as well. And they should not be obstacle for each other, detrimental for each other, has to be sustained in harmony. Now, if I go a little bit further, as you all know, our earth, we call Mother Earth, its food limitation for the maximum is 10 billion human being population. So we are not far from it. If everything goes according to present rate, then year 2050, we will be very close to 10 billion, if not earlier. And now, when we break down the means of sustaining the life on earth, we have two sources, many sources, but two basic sources: the land and the ocean, or the water, you can say. So land is 29%, water is 71%. Now, living space, food, drinking water, these are essential. Now, it is not just that, but its effect to the mental well-being of all the sentient beings on earth. And the sentient beings that we can see are human beings and animals. And among that human beings, we as a humanity somehow become the master of the earth. So we put ourselves in the front, and front consumer. So now see very clearly what is the future of us. Very clearly. What happened in 2 million years? What happened in 200 years after that? And what will happen after 20, 30 years, 50 years maximum from there? Then what happens in another 50 more years? What happens in another 100 more years? These are self-explanatory. Now, the things that are happening right now, such as global change of weather system, global warming, or all kind of global changes, that affects so much so that if the North Pole and the South Pole region, which have a huge body of ancient ice, so thick, and if they melted, it is almost certain that they will melt. Then temporarily, the amount of land that we have will be minimized. Amount of water that we have will be maximized. But that water will be ocean water, salt water, not drinkable. So drinking water will be minimized by a huge margin. As a result of that, what will happen? We all know. I am not a scientist, but all the scientists know this. And now, looking at this from a lay point, far as being not a scientist is concerned, I can see. I'm a lay person when it comes to science, but I can see. And so that way, the sustainability that you have mentioned here is very, very crucial. In my lifetime, it will be crucial. If I live another 30 years, it will be very, 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 very crucial. And nevertheless, for next generation and their offsprings, it is quite crucial. They don't have everything that we have, far as natural resources are concerned. Now, when it is not natural resources, then the sustainability becomes a big issue. It has to be unnatural, man-made, human-made resources. Human beings will do that, of course. Something special about a human being is we can make everything better. We can make everything worse. And far as science and technology and medical science and astrophysics And in quantum physics, in so many things, we have been doing so well. We know a lot, many folds more than what we knew 100 years back. And not only know, we put in action. We have tangible materials that we have created. Just this is a small example. Without traveling by me, without traveling by you, we can communicate with each other. Sometimes equivalent to actually being with each other, or sometimes even better, because one can express much, much better. If somebody, I don't think me, I don't know, but somebody who have a stage fright will not be able to say things that what we can say right now, because I can only see a camera there. No millions of people, no thousands of people. So it is very beautiful. But then when it comes to the negative side, the damage side, then everything is self-explanatory. I don't have to elaborate on this. So much is known, experienced by all of us. Heat waves, landslides, floods, earthquakes, but there's a different earthquake. One is man-made earthquake and one is natural earthquake. Human-made earthquake, most of them due to making so much explosion under the ground, then ground collapses, and that creates enormous earthquake of a different kind, of course, comparing to the natural earthquake coming from earth shelves moving and pushing against each other and triggering some major earthquakes, seismic activities. But at the same time, we make huge dams. And when those dams are flooded by torrential rain, and then it is self-explanatory, because even the dam is very, very good. The right side, left side, beneath is anchored to the earth. And if they give up, then no matter how good a dam you build, it can be a diamond dam, it will cause enormous flood. All over the world. Some countries have more, some countries have less. But then another thing, we have to build roads, of course. We have to make new habitats, of course, because population is increasing. So for that, we have to alter the surface of the earth. Sometimes just a little, the old way, they scratch a little bit and then put seeds there and grow food there. But then when it is done in a large scale, then from city to city, from state to state, from one place to another, the ways and means of transportation has to be created. So the entire earth have to be carved. And if the entire earth is just a big piece of one uniformed material, then it's a different story. But some are very, very rugged part of the surface. Some are very, very loose soil part of the earth. Some are sandy part of the earth. Some are solid rocks. And when everything is carved in these areas, of course, engineers, scientists, they all do their best. But then sometimes things happen. And we see in our life so many times landslides where there was no landslides in the past, and so on and so forth. So these are the reasons how you are asking sustainability. And then the next, now we can talk about all this kind of thing forever actually, because world is one way very small, but another way it is huge, and there's so much happening. So now the next is how to bring the teaching of interdependence and meditation practice. So first, how to bring the teaching of interdependence. Okay. Everything is interdependent. Therefore, we have to, first of all, realize everything is interdependent. Let's say, knowing how the world operates. World is operating as one body, one human body. And how harm or damage in one part of your body, how it affects the other part of your body. The same way, the whole earth is one body, and wherever the damage is, let's put it in a simple term, ripple effect will reach all parts of the body, and its effect will be felt, experienced in all parts of the body. Right now, person like me with all the 4 limbs are functioning, 2 legs, 2 arms. If one of my arm is gone, then whatever the function of that arm has to be conducted by 3 limbs, 2 legs and left arm. It will be very difficult. And then there will be so much shortcomings and so much hardship the entire body will feel. Now this is not only the physical structure of the earth, but all the life form of the earth. Entire ecosystem is just like a whole body. And one part of ecosystem is no more, then out of balance. So same thing, like losing one arm, losing 2 arms, losing 2 arms and 1 leg, losing all 4 limbs but just the torso and the head. How difficult it will be. It will survive, of course. But if the entire humanity loses everything except their head and the main body, then how difficult it will be. I think from time to time, we really have to look at these things in a very wise way. Sometimes it is quite dangerous for people like me or individuals who are a million times more influential than me talk about. A billion times more influential than me talk about. Then it can create some sort of panic. And that is not good. Because we have to know the hard reality, but at the same time we have to have ability to handle it. We should not panic. So panic can cause more damage by itself. So no matter what, we have to handle it calmly, and we have to handle it with clear comprehension. We have to be able to coherent it. And then we can do something about it. Remember, I told you, we can make things worse, we can make things better. I'm comparing that with other creatures on the earth. We have huge creatures alive today, like elephant, like whale, huge. They can make differences, of course, but not like human. And then small creatures, they can make big differences, but not like human. For example, past 2 years, we have been very seriously tested by this small virus. But within 2 years, human beings came up with remedy as a vaccine for it. It took 2 years, of course, but which is according to the nature of the phenomena is concerned. 2 years is not long. But of course, we as a human being who live maybe 70, 80 years, 2 years is very long. So anyway, we came up. And no matter what happens, we will come up with solutions. Yes. But many of our solutions will be stopgap measure. Because if the entire earth is going through this kind of a process or human-created dilemma, then human-created solution will be difficult. Have to work very hard to catch up, and so many millions of qualified and hard-working scientists and people who are in technology, they create things to make things better. We even right now contemplating and talking about colonizing the moon and colonizing the Mars and looking for other suitable planets or stars, not really stars, planets among other stars outside there. And so this way we will. But I think it is quite irresponsible of me to suggest that if this earth goes in such condition, then that many humanity can migrate to somewhere else. It is being quite irresponsible, because 10 billion, 15 billion, 20 billion human being going to happen. When that happens, then how it will be possible to sustain the unsustainability. So your subject of sustainability and how to bring the teaching of interdependence into it. And then the last part, meditation practice to create a better world. Teaching of interdependence and meditation practice to create a better world. This is really profound. Why I say that is, interdependence we know. We need water, we are dependent. We need land, we are dependent. We need lesser population, interdependent. We know these things. But meditation practice. Now, one of the most efficient way to overcome all of this problem related with sustainability, we can definitely better or make betterment through meditation. Meditation by definition is, all of us have a deeper ability. And deeper ability actually can be awakened or came to ways through which it will persevere. Not only persevere, but it will manifold efficacy will be like a evolution progressed, and don't have to wait for 1,000,000 years. That is through meditation. You can describe this in many ways, but meditation. So I use one particular sentence. Find your state of inner potential within yourself. So all the outside manifestation, whether it is a global warming or global cooling or natural disasters of all kind, all of that is outcome of inner state of mind. It is. Nobody is making this against us. We are responsible for what we do. As His Holiness Dalai Lama mentioned more than one time, we, the human beings, are responsible. So, I will say very clearly, all the mess that we are in, each one of us, without any exception, are responsible. And we have an old Tibetan saying, we have to eat the soup that we have boiled, no matter how bitter, how terrible the taste is. So we eat it, we digest it, so we get rid of the bad soup that we have boiled. It throws somewhere, it will create enormous damage. So eat it, because inside we have ability to transform it. And so that way it is inner harmony. Now, why do we human beings have to consume so much? It's our greed. Nothing wrong to have a good time. But there's so many ways to have a good time. Only way to have a good time is not overconsumption. Only way to have a good time is not just obsessive behavior. Obsession of any kind is no good. For example, doctor will prescribe you medicine. But doctor will prescribe you medicine by certain power and strength and a certain number of pills or certain number of injections. When it is done correctly, very good for you, you will get well. But if it is done excessive, you will be dead. You will be killed by your own medicine. I shouldn't be saying you so many times. I will be killed by my own medicine if I indulge my medicine. And same thing. For example, drinking water is very good for your health. But there is a limit how many liters a person is supposed to consume every day. If a person consumes 30 liters of water every day, if it is possible, that person will not live long. That person will be, expired. First, out of order, then expired. So anything excess is no good. And now we are consuming everything excessive. So we ruined our shield around the earth, and we ruined our natural flow of rivers. We have ruined our greenery and desertification. As a result of that, we have an enormous, unprecedented rain in some time and some places where it's not supposed to happen. And enormous, unheard of heat waves in the places where it's not supposed to happen. Billions of years old glaciers are melting by billions of liters every day. So all of these things are so transparent. But we live in some corner, and we find some corner on earth where these things not visible, and we keep on consuming and keep on creating all kind of let's say harmful emissions, and depleting natural resources for our comfort. It is not good. So I request all of you to put some time for meditation. Although you know everything is interdependent, although you know the whole earth is like one body, when we cut too much trees in the rainforests, in the east or west or south, anywhere, then rest of the world will have weather change. And so on and so forth. So this way, the eco-balance has to be put into greater consideration. World is big, but I really feel so helpful to have a globe. I have a globe in every place. School of the little monks, little nuns, and college, and university, and my own place, in library. Everywhere I put a globe, small or big, very important. Then you have the perspective. You know where we are, and far as the space is concerned, where we are today is tomorrow morning somewhere else, because earth is moving. And where somebody was yesterday, we are there today, because space is moving. So the wind, the weather, everything is circulating. And so when we know these things, it makes so much better. University of life. There you really learn. And you can put your words into action. So, because of time, it does not permit me to speak more. I have a lot to say in my humble way, but I pray sincerely. And one last thing that I wanted to tell you: one world, one humanity. That is how we are right now. Despite of all the conflicts based on ethnicity, religion, ideology, economy, so on and so forth, no matter what, whole world work as one world. Whole humanity work as one humanity. All other form of lives are under the, let's say, good well-being of humanity. And if humanity is not in good mood, put it lightly, then all the other form of life suffer. So we have to do our best to be responsible master of planet Earth. No matter what the history is, right now we are the master. We make Earth better, we make Earth worse. So be the better master. Buddha bless you, Buddha bless me, Buddha bless everyone. If you are not believer of Buddha, then anything that you believe, anything that you believe, that bless you, that bless everyone. that bless the humanity and earth. And if you don't believe in anything, then you definitely believe in truth. So truth bless you, truth bless me, and truth bless the entire earth and humanity and all living beings. May I say a short prayer of dedication and you all participate in it. I humbly request. Sunamdi tamji zikpa ni tomne nyebe danam pamje ne jegananji balab chupayi siben solen roa dorshu jina dewa tsoso pendin namka chabarshu duna dunghar dagi kur kowa dunghar ji janso tongbarshu.